morning, dear students. Now we are going to see the remaining portion in the second lesson, forces and motion. Before that, we shall say our prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Dear children, in the lesson forces and motion, we have seen that motion and rest are interconnected to each other. We cannot separate motion or rest individually. They are interconnected to each other. To make an object to move from its rest position, it needs an external agency. The external agency is known as force. There are two factors responsible for this force. One is animated force or an animated factor. Another one is inanimated factor. There are two types of forces also. One is contact force, another one is non-contact force. Example for non-contact force are magnetic force and gravitational force. So now we are going to see the remaining portion in this lesson. First, we need to see the types of motion. There are different types of motion all around. So here there is a type, they have shown 4 pictures to explain you the types of motion. See the first picture, a person is sharpening his pencil. We are going to trace the motion of the pencil now. So sharpening the pencil. In the second picture, he tries to draw a circle. The third picture, he tries to draw a line. The fourth picture, he is playing with the pencil. So what is the motion of a pencil in the first picture? In the first case, the pencil rotates its own axis. So in the first case, the pencil tries to rotate in its own axis. In the second case, it went in a circular path. In the third case, the pencil travels in a straight line. And in the fourth case, the tip of the pencil moved back and forth. So it is oscillating like a swing. So these are all the different kinds of motion. Also there are two more different types of motion. See this picture. In this picture, you are playing with the dart or a paper aeroplane means what is its path will be. Its path will be like a curvilinear motion as shown in the picture. See here, this is a movement of a buzzing bee. So it don't follow a particular track. It moves randomly. So it can be called as a zigzag motion. It can move anywhere and everywhere in a irregular path. So it is known as zigzag motion. So now we are going to see the types of motion. 6 types of motion. One is linear, moving in a straight line like a person walking on a straight path, free fall. The coconut falling from a tree, free fall. Second one is curvilinear motion, moving ahead but changing direction like a throwing ball. And third one is circular motion, moving in a circle, swelling stone tied to the rope, or a running race in a circular path. Rotatory motion, the movement of a body about its own axis like a rotating top. Oscillatory motion, coming back to the same position after a fixed time interval like a pendulum. You used to see the pendulum, no? So that is the oscillatory motion. Another one common example is swing in the park. Next, the zigzag irregular motion. It is like the motion of the bee or a people walking in a crowded street. So these are all the different kinds of motion. So we are going to see example for this different kinds of motion in a pictorial way. See, this is the example for oscillatory motion of a simple pendulum. The simple pendulum moves back and forth in this back and forth. It return to the same position after a fixed time interval. So this pendulum motion is an example for oscillatory motion. See, this is the circular motion. Blue color shows you the circular motion. The red color box shows you the vibratory motion. So there are special cases. These circular motion, oscillatory motion, this vibration of motion, these are all comes under common category known as simple harmonic motion. So simple harmonic motion means you will learn it later in your forthcoming classes. Okay. So there are further classification regarding these motions. I would like to express that thing only. This is rotatory motion, the motion of a body about its own axis. The fan is an example for rotatory motion. The earth is also a very good common example for the rotatory motion. See the another example for rotatory motion. All the objects rotates in one axis. Rotates in one axis. Earth have two kind of motion. One is rotatory motion, another one is revolving. It revolve around the sun. So both kinds of motion regarding earth. Here the picture depicts the rotatory motion alone. I hope you all might have played this Angry Bird game. See, the path followed by this Angry Bird is curvilinear motion. Yes, you can change the curvilinear path according to your angle you fix. Yes, so this is an example, very common example that you have used in your daily life. The Angry Bird game is an example for curvilinear motion. Regarding this motion of an object, they have given activity 6 in your book. You can do it by yourself. Next, we need to see speed versus slow. So, how can you say an object is moving in a speed or a slow position? How can we say? With respect to time only, we can calculate. So, see the hour hand in your clock. In one day it makes 2 rounds. Look at the bouncing ball. It bounces a certain number of time for a given time interval or period. So the water waves we can see any motion. So we are calculating the period or the number of occurrence with respect to time. So motion repeated in equal interval of time is called periodic motion. What do you mean by periodic motion? Motion repeated in equal interval of time is known as periodic motion. If I give you few more example, you can easily understand what is the periodic motion. The periodic motion, very common examples, hour hand, minute hand, both are very common example for this periodic motion. So what will be the minute hand move from one place to another? If the seconds hand move 60 movements means it move from one place to another. Otherwise, the minute hand moves for 1 hour. It started from 12. Again, it takes 1 hour to reach 12, number 12. Okay. Hour hand means it needs 12 hours to reach the same number again. If it started midnight 12 means midday 12 it reaches again in the position 12. So it takes 12 hours to reach the same number again. So equal interval of time. For hour hand the interval of time is 12 hours. For minute hand the interval of time is 1 hour. So in the equal interval of time it reaches the same position. See, consider the rotation of earth around the sun. 365 days, 365 and quarter days it takes to finish the complete rotation around the sun. So in every 365 and quarter days it rotates around the sun. That is the another example for this periodic motion. So in day-to-day life not all the motions are periodic. There are some irregular motions. Even then we have some examples for periodic motion. Revolution of moon is also an example for this periodic motion. So we need to find out whether the object are speed or slow. How can we find slow or fast? It is a relative concept. Slow or fast, it is a relative concept which depends upon the motion we comparing. For example, see the next page. They have given you an activity to do. I give you another activity. Here the activity in your book is regarding the distance travelled by a car in 1 hour 80 km, distance travelled by the bus in 1 hour, distance travelled by the truck in 1 hour. So we cannot find out the distance travelled by a bus, distance travelled by a truck. For instance, I would like to give you another example. Consider you are trying to reach our school. Your mom prefers walking. She wants to come to the school by walk. Your father is coming by his bike and you along with your friends traveling in a auto. Okay, most of the time many parents arranges auto or taxi to reach the school, common vehicle. Yes, so your mom prefer walking, your father is coming by bike and you prefer auto. So all the three persons are covering the same distances. Your father, you and your mother is going to cover the same distance, but the time will differ. definitely her mom will come late because she is walking, the speed is slow. The speed is slow. So she cannot reach as quick as you reach the school. Okay. All depending upon the speed of the vehicle, auto or bike, your father may come first or you may come first to the school. So who is faster is related to the time. Who is faster is related to the time. Also we can calculate if the speed or fast by the distance covered by the object. Same distance mean time we consider. Otherwise we can calculate by covering distances also. So the distance traveled by an object in unit time is called average time of the object. So what is the average time? The distance traveled by an object in unit time is called the average time of an object. If an object travel a distance in time t, then the average speed, yes, this is the formula. Speed S is equal to distance traveled divided by time taken, d by t. D, A, B, C, D, D. D means distance traveled, T means time. In other words, we divide the distance traveled by the time taken to get the speed. Okay. They have given an example for you. Let's see the example. Suppose a car travel 300 km in 1 hour. Then we can say the speed of the car 300 km per hour. 300 km per hour. If an object travel 10 meter in 2 seconds, what is the formula for average speed? As mentioned here, distance traveled by time taken. So distance traveled by time taken. Distance traveled here is 10 meter. Substitute 10 here. Time taken is 2 seconds. Substitute 2 here. So 2 by 10 if you cancel out, the result will be 5. So 5 meter per second. Don't forget to write this unit, meter per second. See the problem given there. The unit followed is meter second. You should follow the same unit here in the answer, 5 meter per second. Is it clear? See the another example. Bus takes 3 hours to cover this distance of 180 kilometer. Then it average speed. Okay. So the distance given is 180 kilometer. In the previous problem they give the unit, they give meter as the unit. Okay. 1 hour, 3 hours, sorry. The time is 3 hours. In the previous problem, the unit for time is second. Here, hour. So, the same formula we are going to follow. Average speed is equal to distance travelled divided by time taken. So, 180 kilometer. Instead of distance travel, you substitute 180 kilometer. Time taken. Instead of time taken, you substitute 3 hours. So, you can easily cancel out 60 kilometer per hour. So, please note here they insist meter per second or kilometer per hour can be the unit, but you should substitute the unit for the average speed. You may follow meter per second or kilometer per hour, but we usually used to follow SI system. In science, we used to follow SI system. So, the SI unit for science, the SI unit for speed. SI unit for speed is meter per second. The SI unit for distance is meter. The SI unit for time is second. So, the SI unit for average speed is meter per second. In practical life, we may follow kilometer per hour, kmph in podvom. Kilometer per hour in practically we can use, but the SI unit for doing any problem we should follow this only. Let us calculate the two problems now. A cat traveling 150 meters in 10 seconds, what is its average speed? So, what is the formula we should follow? Average speed is equal to distance travelled by time. So, distance travelled here is 150. Time is 10. So, we can easily calculate what is this? 15 meter per second. So, don't forget to substitute the unit 15 meter per second. Priya ride her bicycle 40 kilometer in 2 hours. This is the second problem. What is her average speed? So again the same formula, distance traveled by time. Here distance traveled is 40 kilometer and time is 2 hour divided by 2. We can easily calculate the cancel out and get 20. So here we are going to follow 20 kilometer per hour. This is the formula because the unit given is kilometer hour. So we are following this unit 20 kilometer per hour. I hope you understand these two problems. They have given you an activity and an interesting fact about the famous Usain Bolt. You can read your book and know. Now we are going to another thing. We are going to learn another thing. If you know the speed and the time taken by the object traveled, then you can compute how much distance it had traveled. See, we have the formula speed is equal to distance traveled by time. S is equal to d by t. If we know yes, if we know yes, but also we know t, but we don't know about d. We don't know about d. Then how can we find d? Cross multiply this. Okay, so if you cross multiply, st is equal to d. So yes, st is equal to d. D is distance. D is distance. S is speed. Speed is given and time is given. So speed into time give you the distance traveled. If you know speed, you can calculate the distance traveled. Likewise, you can easily calculate the time also. Likewise, you can easily calculate the time also. If you know, yes, if you know D, but you don't know T. You don't know T. Then how can you find out this? We can find out by cross multiplying, cross dividing this. You just replace time here, yes here. So time இங்க வந்துரும், yes கீழே வந்துரும். So T is equal to D by S. T is equal to D by S. Likewise, you can easily calculate the time taken. They have given an example. Suppose a bus traveled at a speed of 50 km per hour. Speed. Don't forget to see the word speed. Speed means S. 50 km per hour. If you cannot find out what the parameter is given means, you can check with the unit. If you are thorough with the unit, you can easily come to know what the parameter is given. Speed of 50 km per hour and has to cover a distance. Distance is given 300 km. How much time it will take? So T is equal to D by S. So 300 divided by 50, you can easily calculate to get 6 hours is the time. 6 hours is the time. So we need to compute these three problems now. If you travel 10 kilometers in 2 hours, your speed is the general formula distance traveled by time. So 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5 kilometer per hour is equal to 5 kilometer per hour. If you travel 15 kilometer in half an hour, you would travel dash kilometer in 1 hour. 15 kilometer in half an hour means dash kilometer in 1 hour. 15 into 2. 2 half an hours will give you 1 hour. So 15 into 2 is equal to 30. The answer for this fill up is 30 kilometer in 1 hour. And your speed is, so what is the speed? Again the speed is 30 kilometer per hour, because what is the definition for 30 kilometer per hour? What is the definition for speed? The speed's definition is distance traveled in 1 hour. So we cannot say 15 is the speed, we should say 30 is the speed, because the definition for speed is distance traveled in 1 hour. So 15 minutes they have given means you should calculate the distance traveled for 1 hour, then that is the speed of the object. Distance traveled by 1 hour. For suppose they have given 2 hours means you should calculate for 1 hour by dividing by 2. And that is the speed of that object. Is it clear? And see the third problem. The third problem, if you run fast as 20 km per hour for 2 hours, you will cover. So you are going to run fast as 20 km per hour. Per hour 20 km. Then for 2 hours, 20 into 2. As the formula said, S into T. 20 into 2, that is equal to 40 kilometer will be your answer. 40 kilometer will be your answer. Next, we need to see uniform and non-uniform motion. Uniform or non-uniform motion we can calculate by means of time. Suppose you travel in a train to Trishrapalli to Madurai. The train will not travel in the same speed throughout the traveling, because when it reaches the bridge it slows down. When it tries to reach the station, it slows down, and it want to move from a particular station, it's slowly it speed up and moves in a gradual speed in a in between path. It will stop in between the stations, so it will not travel uniformly. So this is a very common example for non-uniform motion. At the same time, the train may travel with the same speed in particular time duration. For 10 minutes we consider, means if there is no interaction for the train's speed, it will travel in the same speed. So in that 10 minutes duration it will travel in the same speed, means that is considered as the uniform motion. So the distance traveled with the same speed with respect to time is known as uniform motion. In our regular life we cannot have a uniform motion, because due to traffic, due to some other factors, all are moving non-uniformly. Everything is non-uniformly, but here and there are some examples for uniform motion also. So they have given you the flow chart. What we have seen in the in previously, they have given you as the flow chart. You can conclude the lesson by seeing the flow chart. Next, we need to see the multiple motion. A simple example is given for you, cycle rider. See the wheel of the cycle, it revolves, so it follows the rotational motion, but it moves forward, so it is a linear motion. Considering the wheel, it is rotatory motion. It rotates, it rotates, it rotates. But while you consider the motion of the cycle, it moves forward. So it is a linear motion. So this is the combination of motion. Many times this combination of motion occurs. The cycle, bicycle, motorcycle, etc. Example for multiple motion. See the sewing machine. The sewing machine is also example for this multiple motion. Next, we need to see science today. In your science book, from 6th standard onwards, they will give you additional information about some science factors which is not related to the portion. Here, the science factor given is robot. About robots. Robots are automatic machines. Some robots can perform mechanical and repetitive job faster, more accurate than people. Robots can also handle dangerous materials and explore distant planets. The term comes from a Sekos bird, robota. Robota means forced labor. Robotics is the science and study of robots. The study of robots is known as robotics. So what a robot can do? A robot can do anything due to this science. Robot can sense and respond to their surrounding. They can handle delicate objects or apply great force, for example, to perform eye operation guided by a human surgeon, or to assemble a car with artificial intelligence. Robots will also be able to make decisions for themselves. How do robots sense? Electronic sensor. This is a very important thing that you have to know. Robots means automatically, knowingly or unknowingly, your thought will move on to this movie Endran. So don't that are too much exaggerated. That thing may be possible in future, but nowadays it is not possible. We are further developing the robotics into the next generations, so these things will be possible in future. But what happens nowadays, you must know, the electronic sensor is a the electronic sensor are robots' eyes and the ears. So to see, to hear, the robots use electronic sensor. Twin video cameras give the robot 3D views. So to see, twin video cameras are used. Microphones detect sound. So microphones are used to detect the sound. Pressure sensors give the robot a sense of touch. So pressure sensors are there. So by touching that, if it some cooking robots are very famous, you might have seen in your WhatsApp videos. So you take a egg and prepare omelette. How can it prepare? So it know the weight of the or the sensibility of the object, so to judge how hard to grip an egg. Heavy luggage built in computer send and receive information with radio waves. So informations are given to the computer of the robot using radio waves. So artificial intelligence, AI attempts to create computer programs that think like human brain. Current researchers has not achieved this, but some computer can program to recognize faces in crowd. In China, they uses this face resemblance robots. Can robot think? So there are different kind of robots available. Let's see that. See, you might have seen this robot. It is a robot. Robot means மனுஷ மாதிரி தான் இருக்கணும்னு நினைக்க கூடாது. Automatic work is done by robot. It may be of any shape. Pick and place, machine tending, assembly, welding, packaging, paletting, inspecting, material removal, dispensing. These are all the work done by the robot in industries. This is another type of robot, SCARA. Pack and pick and place, assembly, inspection, packaging, dispensing, like that. Many manufacturing robots are there available. See, the robot is used to manufacture car. You can see this picture. See, this robot is used to manufacture, used in agricultural industry. Agricultural industry it is used. Yes, you can easily see. See, the operation is done by the robot. Robot is doing operations. See, household works can be done using robots. See, it is holding a bulb. How sensitive. So it uses this pressure sensor to hold a bulb or eggshell. Next, in your book, they have given about nanorobotics. Nanorobotics may be used in future. It is very, very thin. I give you additional information about this nanorobotics. Nanorobotics, otherwise known as nanobots, are robots made of nanomaterial that can carry out tasks. Scientists hope to use nanobots in medicines to kill cancer cell, deliver drug to target tissues, and improve vaccines. Nanobots are also used in research as DNA probes. They can easily probe them because its diameter is very thin. It is of the order of 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Cell imaging materials and cell specifying delivery vehicles. These are all very important forthcoming research which is held in the field of nanobits. See, this is not an insect. This is a nano robot. The black color dot in the finger, no, this is a nano robot. This is a military mosquito robot. Mosquito shaped robot. It is used in a military purpose. See, this is also one kind of nano robot. So these are all the things I would like to tell you about robots. Okay. I hope you understand this lesson. Learn well and develop your science knowledge. All the best, my dear children. Thank you.